You ever seen a woman so obsessed with rules, so drunk on her own petty power, that she tried to sell a 6-year-old girl to teach the parents a lesson? Yeah, that happened. And let me tell you, she picked the wrong family to mess with. My name's Fareed Almasi. I'm the Assistant Commissioner of Child Welfare in Franklin County. Sounds boring, I know. Mostly paper pushing, court dates, too many broken families, and not enough hours in the day. But this wasn't work. This was personal. Because the kid that got caught in the crossfire was my daughter. We moved to Pine Hill Grove 3 years ago. It's one of those places where every house looks like it was copy-pasted from a real estate brochure. White fences, trimmed hedges, smiling dogs that never bark, and neighbors who all seem a little too polite. My wife Lala and I thought it'd be a good place to raise Amina, our daughter. She's 6, big brown eyes, loves drawing butterflies, always dragging her stuffed giraffe, Juno, everywhere like it's glued to her arm. At first it felt perfect, quiet, safe. But then came Meredith Wexler, head of the HOA, blonde bob like a helmet, pastel cardigans, and a voice that made you feel like you'd just failed kindergarten. Meredith didn't walk, she patrolled, clipboard in hand like she was leading a military inspection. First week she told us our mailbox wasn't regulation size, then it was the aggressively long grass. After that, she reported our doormat because it had the word welcome in a font she didn't like. I kid you not. Now I'm not one to stir up drama. I've seen enough brokenness in my line of work to know which battles are worth it. But Meredith, she kept poking the bear. Every week, there was a new note on our door. A fine, a warning, a complaint. She even called the city once because Amina left her tricycle on the lawn. And the other neighbors? They kept their heads down. You could smell the fear. Meredith's husband used to be a federal judge. Her brother-in-law sits on the local zoning board. People acted like she was royalty. I didn't. I dealt with real monsters, abusers, traffickers, deadbeat parents. Meredith was just noise, or so I thought. The tipping point? Amina's birthday party. We invited her classmates, kids of all backgrounds, all colors. The backyard was full of giggles, balloon animals, and parents juggling cupcakes. Meredith watched the whole thing from her window like we'd built a nightclub next door. Next morning, boom. Formal complaint. Noise violation. Overcrowding. Sanitation hazard. But it wasn't about the noise. It was about the color of the kid's skin and the fact that she couldn't control what she saw. She's targeting us, I told Lala. It's not just rules anymore. It's personal. Maybe we should talk to her husband, she said. No, he's not the solution. He's part of the problem. And then came the day everything snapped. It was a Tuesday in early spring. Lala had gone to visit her mother after surgery. Just me and Amina at home. She jumped into my bed at 6 a.m., asked for pancakes, and we made a mess in the kitchen together. Syrup on her nose, flour on her eyebrows, cartoons blaring in the background. One of those rare mornings that feel complete. Then my phone rang. Commissioner Vega. Big case. Child trafficking tip. Urgent. I couldn't say no. So I called our neighbor, Mrs. Patel. Elderly Indian woman with a heart made of gold and a back made of steel. Amina loved her. They baked laddu together, planted herbs. And best of all, Mrs. Patel wasn't afraid of Meredith. I dropped Amina off around 9 a.m., gave her a kiss, promised I'd be back by lunch. I didn't make it back. The warehouse we raided that day? Hell on earth. 12 kids. Filthy. Thin. One girl was washing the concrete floor with her bare hands, sobbing. We got them out. But the ringleader, a man named Clyde, escaped. Scarred face. Scars. Dead eyes. Hours passed. Reports. Medical checks. Paperwork. Around 4 p.m., I called Mrs. Patel. That's when my world tilted. She's gone, Mrs. Patel said. Fareed, she's gone. Meredith took her. My ears rang. What do you mean, took her? She came to the park, said you were an unfit father, said she was calling child services. I tried to stop her, but Fareed, she smiled the whole time, like she enjoyed it. I dropped the phone. I called my deputy, Yasmin. Sharp, fearless, doesn't take nonsense from anyone. I need you, I said. Meredith Wexler took Amina. The silence on the line said it all. We traced a burner number to a location downtown, abandoned lot near the docks. Yasmin grabbed her piece. I grabbed mine. The warehouse was a tomb. Cold, damp, reeking of mold and something worse. We moved through the dark like shadows. And then, I heard it. Amina. Her tiny voice cracking, whispering for Juno. She was in the back room, shaking, dirty, but alive. I ran in. She saw me and collapsed in my arms. But the reunion was short. 3 men came in. One of them, Clyde, from earlier. The other 2 looked like hired muscle, guns raised, tension so thick I could taste the sweat on my tongue. But Yasmin? She didn't blink. 1 shot to the leg, 1 to the wall. They dropped fast. We cuffed them and called in backup. Later, when we checked Clyde's phone, we found the messages. From Meredith. You can deliver the girl tomorrow. Family wants someone obedient. Make sure she understands she's a servant now. She needs to know her place. My blood boiled. She hadn't just kidnapped my child. She had arranged to sell her. Like property. To punish me for not cutting my damn grass short enough. For letting black and brown kids play in my yard. The next morning, we knocked on Meredith's pristine door. 5 officers behind me. She answered in pearls and pressed slacks. Can I help you? She asked. Yeah, I said. You can stop pretending. We cuffed her right there. She didn't fight, just looked at me like I was the one who betrayed her. This isn't over, she whispered. Oh, but it was. The trial was ugly. Her lawyers tried to spin it. She was concerned. She meant well. She feared for the child's safety. Then the prosecutor read her texts out loud. She said the girl's family needed to learn their place. What place is that, Mrs. Wexler? The prosecutor asked. And she actually said it. Some people aren't meant to live in Pine Hill. They come in here thinking they're equal. They're not. Silence in the courtroom. You could hear people blinking. Verdict, guilty, kidnapping, trafficking, conspiracy, 25 years. She didn't cry, didn't beg, just stared at me as they took her away. I visited her once, years later, just to see. She was gray, smaller, no power left, just a bitter woman in an orange jumpsuit, sitting in a cold metal chair. I lost everything, she said. Yeah, I told her. So did my daughter, but we're rebuilding. Amina's strong now. She takes karate, writes stories about heroes. She wants to be a child advocate, said she wants to protect kids from people like Meredith. And Pine Hill? It changed. New families, real community. Meredith's old house, sold to a Salvadoran couple. Their kids and Amina are best friends. They painted the place yellow. Meredith would hate it. Good. Some neighbors apologized, brought pies, said they were sorry. I smiled, but deep down, I haven't forgiven them. They watched it happen, said nothing. Silence can be violent too, you know. But we're stronger. We're loud now. And if you ask me what justice looks like, it's a 6-year-old girl swinging high in the air, laughing so loud it drowns out the past. Now tell me, what would you have done? Let me know in the comments. Was justice served? Would you forgive a neighbor like that? And if you've ever faced this kind of quiet cruelty, don't stay silent. Hit like, share your story, and subscribe for more, because some stories deserve to be heard.